Good morning, Mob family. How are you? Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to episode 38 of our Mob TV Cafe Clutch. Let's see who joins us. It always takes a while in the beginning. I know. So what's the lag time between when I start?
So you should start and then wait for a bit.
Right. Hello, Tina. Hello, Davina. I'm getting psychic now. Welcome, Tina. Good afternoon, Davina. Hello. Hope you're all feeling well. Who else just joined? Someone else just joined. I didn't get to see I can't tell from the avatar. It's not coming up. No, it's coming up on the feed.
I mean, you're the author. You can't tell who's here.
Malcolm, hola. Hello, Stacy. Welcome. Stacy says hello to Dolly. Did you say hello? Say hello back.
Hi.
You heard that? Hi. That was Dolly. I can do a good Dolly voice. Hi. Hello, Paige. Martin. Hello, Elaine. Welcome. Good morning. It's still morning where I'm at, so good morning. Sharon, hello. Welcome. Stacy says it was lovely. Thanks, Dolly. Thank you. Thank you for my Dolly. My imitation of you.
Oh, here's my imitation of Orlando. Hello, everyone.
So it's almost identical. Good morning, Audrey. Hello, Jeanette. Welcome. Good morning. Well, actually, way early morning for you. Oh, did you wanna? Are you ready?
I'm just looking.
Come on in and say hello. Say good morning.
Hi.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, there you go.
Or good night.
No, good morning. Not good night
It
yet.
might be good night. How do you know?
Hello, Joe. Good morning. Hello, Linda. Let's see. Dolly has a prettier voice. Yes, she does. Luann, hello. Yes, you saw it. It's like an eclipse. She only makes certain appearances at certain times, Luann. Oh, yes, you are in the afternoon. So, yes. Oh, that was my reminder. Oh, cool. Okay.
So yeah, you're getting hello.
Hello, Wendy. Welcome.
Say hello.
Malcolm says hello. Say hello to Malcolm.
Me?
She said hello, Mini Valkyrie. That's not me.
Oh. Hi.
Say hi, Malcolm.
Hi, Malcolm.
Okay. Hello, Tanya. Good morning. Pretty soon we'll just let Zoya do the show. She could be the stand-in. All right, let me get started because we have 16 people here already. So more people I know will come in. Let's get started. This is Mob, our Cafe Clutch, our episode number 38. Wow. So some of you might know. And we are live. Good morning, Chris Mendoza. Welcome back. I'm glad to hear that your mom is doing much better and is home. So it's just a note for all of us. We're still in the middle of a pandemic, people. So wear your masks, social distance. Please be safe, okay? Chris, I'm glad to hear mom is okay and is home and you're there doing your mom herding and wrangling. Thanks. That's great to hear. Good morning, Laura. So we have a worldwide coffee clutch because we are international. So as you may or may not know, because some people are some people are a little shy. So there was Dolly's birthday yesterday. So do you want me to say how old you were?
Yeah, sure.
She's 38, and this is episode 38. So synchronicity is pretty awesome. All right. Oh, hold on. Zoya's in demand. Zoya,
Oh my gosh, Zoya.
Zoya, come back and say hello to Ayrton.
Who's Ayrton?
He's Davina's son.
Who's Davina?
She's one of the mob. Just say hello.
Oh.
Good morning, Ayrton.
Hi, Ayrton.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Wait, you're not
Just stick it.
finished. There's more.
Good
Stacy
afternoon.
says she loves
Say hi.
seeing you.
Hi.
Stacy too. You gotta say Stacy.
Hi, Stacy. What?
We're gonna have to have another seat and just put Z here next to me. So yes, there was a birthday, so that's why I wasn't really on much yesterday because, you know, spend time with my better half and hang out with her, and you know, even though we kind of work right next to each other, it's not the same. She's busy doing her thing, I'm busy doing my thing. So yes, hello Heather, good morning. If I missed you, I apologize because as I said, the feed goes fast. So hello Mary, hello Alicia, good morning and welcome. So yes, please stay safe. Please wear your mask. We send a lot of good vibes and good thoughts to Chris and his mom. Keep posting the pictures. Great to see her reading the urban fantasy. That's awesome. So, oh, that'd be great. Well, you know, maybe soon one day we can see Ayrton also. My best half. Yes, my best half, Stacy. I sit corrected. So yes, my best half for sure.
Technically, it's only two. Better.
Right. Okay. So since it's a half, what was it? It can only be.
Well, if there's two things, it can technically only be better, not best.
Right.
Best if it's more than two.
Right. Okay. Thanks. And this is why my writing is so much improved, because I get comments like that. Let's see. So okay. So that's the first shout out. Happy birthday, Dolly, to my better half. We're on YouTube. So Chris, thank you. If you haven't followed us on YouTube, please go like, subscribe, and share when you can. That'd be awesome. Let's get our YouTube population growing. I know not many people show up to our Mob TV Cafe Clutch because for many reasons. It could be the hour, it could be, you know, it's Friday. A lot of people can't make it on a Friday. A lot of people are working. There's a lot of things that are happening. So I know not everyone can make it. But please go to our YouTube channel and just like and subscribe. Share it when you can, but the likes and the subscribe help us. We're going to be there. I mean, we're doing a marathon thing, so it's going to be a long haul, and I get it. But every time we get a like, it helps the channel there too. Same thing with our Instagram. So I've been posting more on Instagram. Those of you that are following on Instagram know. Go follow us on Instagram at Bitten Peaches. You'll see which one it is because I've taken almost all the Bitten Peaches because I didn't want anyone else taking the name. But you'll see which one it is on Instagram because it's the one that has all the texts and the pictures of Monty and Simon, and you'll see it. So follow us at Bitten Peaches on Instagram. We have over 1,400 people in the mob, so we can get a nice following on Instagram as well. Hello Ingrid, welcome. And Ingrid wishes you a happy birthday. That's awesome, Chris. I'm glad we've added subscribers. That's awesome. You know, a little bit at a time. I know. That's how it happens. Who was it that was saying I'm famous? Z? Yeah, Z says I'm famous. I'm a celebrity already. I'm like, yeah, not quite. So, send Tina the channel on YouTube if you can. Dolly will be putting it up. Hey, Robert, welcome. We also have our ZAZZLE store, so don't forget to go to ZAZZLE and pick up some swag, especially for the holidays. There's a bunch of stuff that you can get. Yes, I know I'm preaching to the choir. I know, but by sharing it, you get more people. So it's like, subscribe, share. When you share the arena, that's when other people get to hear about what's happening. So that's basically what it is. It's basically getting the word out, you know? And we have a lot of people on the mob. So in the mob, we have a big group that's not on YouTube and it's not on Instagram. So we can kind of get the word out to them too. So go to ZAZZLE now, get your swag for the holidays. If you get something, it'll come pretty quickly depending on where you are in the world. Yes. I'm known worldwide in a very small circle, Davina. Oh, Dolly, put up the ZAZZLE link too, please. So also go to my website, sign up for the newsletter. I'm going to be releasing some stuff on the newsletter for the newsletter subscribers. A lot of times when I release the books in the mob, I also simultaneously release it to the newsletter because there are a lot of people in the newsletter that are not in the mob. So, yeah. Let's see. Jeanette says, Question for Leno, is the hourglass still dripping sand down that we last saw sitting next to Justin? It's a good question. It won't be answered now, though. Because we go back in Requiem, so we'll see. But yeah, it hasn't been forgotten. The hourglass is somewhere. So also, go to BookBub. Oh, that was saying newsletter, right? So newsletter, www.orlandoasanchez.com. And sign up for the newsletter. When you sign up to give me your email, you become part of the newsletter. So go there and sign up, please. Let's see. On my notoriety grows daily. Yes, that'd be awesome. My infamy. I like to think of it as my infamy, Jenny. Also, we're on. There's a BookBub page, so just go there and just a lot of the mob already know about this. So go to the BookBub page. Go to BookBub and look up my name, and you can just follow me there too. Again, these are just things that help get the word out even more, so it's awesome. Stacy wants to know, will we get more Monty? Yes. The next book, which is Requiem, and I'm going to do a cover reveal for They Rend, which is the next Nixia White soon, and Requiem, which is the next Monty Strong soon. So, in the next book, Requiem, it's more about Simon. It's Simon doing a lot of the stuff, even though there was a lot of Simon in Walking the Razor, but that was because Monty was the catalyst. In Requiem, Simon's past comes back to kind of, confront him. So, but he's not facing things alone now. So it's awesome that Monty will be there. But he's still kind of dealing with the schism or the effects of the schism. So it's gonna be an interesting, and I keep saying so. All right. New page or new thing that I'm part of is this thing called Binge Books. And there are a lot of authors that you know. John Logsdon's in there. Jonathan Yanez. There are a lot of authors that you may know that are in Binge Books. Go to Binge Books, look up our names, and it's just basically another place to follow us and get the word out. Binge Books is this new, I guess I want to say like online platform.
Sort of like Goodreads.
Yeah, it's like Goodreads. It's a place where you can go. Goodreads, but better because it's not toxic. I hear Goodreads is a little toxic. I don't spend a lot of time in Goodreads. So what Binge Books is basically a place where you can go, leave reviews, follow your authors, things like that. So go to Binge Books, bingebooks.com, and follow us. Questions are coming through. Let's see. Looking forward to next year. Sorry, Mr. Art. That's okay. Life happens. There's going to be another art for sure. Lil Wine wants to know, will there be any more Brewing True novellas? Yes, they will. They will. And so here's the thing. Next year is slated to be 3 books, three short novellas. But starting with one of the fans here, one of the readers, the main readers here, she's like, this just can't be 3 books. This has to be a series. So we'll see. I told her to start the coalition and then to make next year more than 3 books. We'll see where that goes. She's a great. It's a great world. It's not in the Monty and Strong world. It's not M&S based. It's completely separate. And it's the magic system that's in the Nixia world is sorcery, which makes it very different from the Monty and Strong. It's not the mage, wizard, sorceress type of thing. It's mostly sorcery. It's darker. There's a lot of demonology involved and a lot of kind of, I don't want to say mythos, but a lot of inference to religion and things like that. So that's where that world goes. And we'll see where it goes. If the coalition is strong enough, and there's enough interest in the 3 books after the 3 books, then we'll keep making more Nixia stories. I like Nixia. It's a little darker, so we'll see. I'll work on it. Someone's gonna be working on me like, come on, you've got to write more Nixia. Somebody's coughing. Hold on. Snipers. What do you mean snipers, Malcolm? Are we talking about Gideon Shepherd? Let's see. if no more next, you're walking, really? You're leaving? Alright, so let's continue. Book updates. Walking the Razor is doing awesome. So let's see. I'll try to answer the questions as I'm giving notices. Question: with the schism, do all mages go through it, or did it happen because of the trap ever set? That's not a thing that's happening to every mage. The schism is a specific thing. Are we taking the vaccine? Once it's proven safe, yes, we will. Yeah. Stefan, welcome. Welcome to the Mob Cafe Clutch, episode 38. So Walking the Razor is doing well. Don't forget to leave your reviews, guys. Okay? So it's really important. Oh, let's see what Malcolm is saying. Nixie has either 3 books. I need to watch out for snipers. Okay, I got it. I get it. I got to see how the third part of this novella ends, and if I can leave it open to more stories happening, or if it needs to end there, and then Nixia, you know, retires. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll take it from there. So, but I have a feeling that the inclination is it'll be more than 3. So if there's enough interest, if people really enjoy the characters, I really enjoy the characters, I have a lot of fun writing Nixia, then I'm really going to continue writing Nixia, because she's a fun departure from Monty Strong. I was telling Dolly that Monty Strong is there's a certain way of writing Monty Strong, but I have a little bit more freedom writing Nixia. So we'll see. Davina says, damn, seeing the feedback for Nixia, I really picked it wrong. Well, no, it just happens. There's more. There'll be 2 more books, Davina, so you can read the first one and then do the art on the other one. So don't feel bad. It's like Supernatural. Yeah, it's very much like Supernatural. What do you mean if you can leave Nixia open? See, but Stacy, even though I'm the author, sometimes stories, like, okay, I'll take, for example, Dark Glass. I'm the author, yes, but that book had to end a certain way, and when I saw where it was ending, and it really was the ending of that particular story, even though I'm the author, if I try to force it to go past, it comes across as forced. You guys will pick up on it. So I had to let it end where it needed to end naturally, and then pick up Walking the Razor from there. And so, yes, even though I'm the author in the sense of that I create that, I also have to be kind of sensitive to the world that I'm writing. And if I force it, it won't work. So, am I going to let Nixia walk all over me? No. We'll see. I really think that it could be more. It has the potential. That's the good thing. That Nixia has legs. It has the potential to be a long series. It really does. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Continuing. So They Bite. The art for They Bite closes in about 10 minutes. So if you don't have your notes in, it's too late. Because in 10 minutes, that shred is closed. And then I start working on other stuff, other infrastructure stuff. And, you know, just put it, we'll get it out there as soon as possible. I'm looking to get it out before, no later than Monday. So They Bite should be out by Monday at the latest. But you know how I am. I'll say Monday and maybe it'll be sneak in on Sunday. We'll see. They Rend, which is the next book. So it's They Bite and then They Rend. That's already in the progress. I'm already starting that one. That's already started. So that's the next book that's coming out. And it picks up right up from They Bite. So it continues. It's very much like the Michigo books, where they were continuous. And even though is They Bite cliffhanger? Cliffhangery?
Yes.
Yeah, They Bite is cliffhangery, or hill-huggery, as we say. It can't be helped, because that's the way those books are written. So it's just the nature of the stories, and I'm writing those simultaneously as I'm writing the bigger novels. So it is what it is in sense of they'll get written, they'll get released, and the good thing is that I'll write them fast, so there'll be a small pause between the stories. So They Rend is next. I already started Nameless for the Sepia Blue fans, so Nameless is next. Yay! That's being written now, so that'll be out, you know, when it gets done. And Hell Hath No Fury for the audiobook lovers. Number 8. What did it have? Some ambient noise in the production? It had some ambient noise in the production. That's not something on our end. That's on their end. And they returned. So ACX says, look, there's some ambient noise. You got to fix this. We give it to the producers. They go over the file, fix it, then resubmit it. Then we approve it again. And so it's a whole thing. So we're looking maybe at the end of January for book number 8. Book number 7 is out, right? Book number 7 is out. So book number 8 is next to be out. Looking at the end of January first. So we'll see. Okay, let's see. So many cool things being said. Let's see. That's really cool. Let's see. Will there be another arc this year? I don't know what you mean by arc. You mean art? I don't think there will be by the end of the year because.
Yes, there will be.
Which one?
They rent.
They rent? Possibly. We'll see. We'll see. It's possible, Malcolm, but we're already on the 7th, 18th, and I don't see They Rent being written in a week. No. So, it's okay, Jeanette. 3 a.m. typos happen. Davina replied to Luann, how in the world do you... Oh, I don't sleep. Yeah. Death Wish. My answer to that is Death Wish. Oh, you mean another shred? Unlikely, Malcolm. Even though there's a group pushing for They Rend, it's unlikely that will get out before the art will be ready for the end of the year. Death Wish, see? Death Wish. Okay, Michelle says thank you for liking. Oh, that's an awesome post, and thank you and Michelle RC for being out there in the front lines and, you know, putting yourselves out there every day and doing what needs to be done. We really appreciate what you're doing. Thank you. Hey, Jasmine, thank you for coming in. If it's only for 10 minutes, thank you for being here and spending 10 minutes with us. I appreciate it, and that's awesome. And, you know, it's pretty cool. You can just pop in. So, hello, Jasmine. So, what else do we have? Oh, awesome news. And it's only almost 12, so we still got a whole bunch of time. Great. Kevin. Oh, yeah, Kevin's narration. So, Kevin, one of the reasons it took us so long to get the books done in audio, aside from the cost, because they're expensive, right? And we wanted to... I did the first 2 books through Tantor, and then every book after the first 2 books, we've done it ourselves because we wanted to retain all of the rights, right? And so one of the obstacles to that was Kevin's schedule. He's an excellent narrator, so it's hard to get him to, you know, narrate our books. But he's gonna pretty much narrate everything for us, right?
Yeah, the next 18 months.
We have him booked like for the next 2 years almost, just to narrate everything, almost a month a book. Yeah. So, yeah, RC, we really appreciate you. I mean, I can't wait till we can travel again because Dolly really loves to travel. So once we can really travel, like it's safe, we're gonna book some travel with you guys. Hey, Brian, welcome and hello and Merry Christmas. I always try to keep it real. That's just the way it is, you know. So, Kevin's narrator is fantastic. Every time we get a file to approve, Dolly's like, "Why do we have to listen to it? We always know it's good." But I like to listen to it, and it's only the first 15 minutes because he has to send a sample to us. So I'm listening to the first 15 minutes, and when it ends, I'm like, "Okay, the rest, what happened?" And I keep forgetting because it's a different way of being in the book, and it's amazing because you just get lost in that story, you know. Jeanette, I agree. Hopefully now we can get COVID under control. There's a vaccine that looks like it's really doing well, and hopefully once the public has enough trust in it, enough people start taking it, and there are enough positive results, we can kind of, you know, get around on the other side of this vaccine and kind of get back to some normalcy. We'll see. And yes, in the UK too, because you guys, right there near the US. I mean, every country has had spikes, but nothing like the US has been like incredible with the mismanagement of it, you know. So hopefully every country can get it under control, so we can get back to some kind of interaction with other countries and travel, and just feel freer and being able to go out without the worry of I might make someone sick, you know. So that's the key. Getting ourselves healthy and making sure that we can keep other people healthy. All right, let's continue. Also, as I was saying, Carrie Ann O'Leary, our own Carrie, has published her short story. You guys might have read it in the competition that we had. She was part of a competition. But now it's on Amazon. I put the link up with an L3. Go get her book, her short story. It's awesome. So, yes, that is the understatement of the century, Jasmine. But we don't get political, so we're not going to go into that, right? So Carrie Ann has published her short story. Please go support Carrie Ann. and go out there and get her short story. Let's see if we can get her an orange sticker. That would be so awesome. It's harder to do for the short stories. I know because I release short stories. It's hard to get them to the top of the lists because they're short stories. And there's a lot more competition in the short stories on Amazon. But let's get her book. Let's support her. This is her first published work that she's put out there. So let's get her that kind of, let her feel a recognition and the support from the mob. So go get it. All right. Yes, and to keep your job. So it's important that you guys have to, once things can normalize, that the employment situation also improves. And that families can get together and that we can do so without the worry of making people ill. So, and that you guys can keep our employment, which is really key. So it's really important. So always stay safe. Yes, it is, because you guys in Australia did it really well. So it is possible to do. So it's the whole country. It's not just one little place. So it can happen. It just needs the cooperation of the people and the leadership to work together. So that's important. Let's continue. So some of you may know of Joe Nassis. He writes urban fantasy. We all rock urban fantasy, right? Urban fantasy. He's an urban fantasy author. He writes Heretic, I think is his first book. And so, yes, the story link is in the mob, Tina. So go look for it. It's under L. If you look up L3, even if you search, it's there. But L3, and the name of the book is called The Book, if I'm not mistaken. Right? It's called The Book by Carrie Ann O'Leary. So go get it. It's a short story. So Joseph Nassis, or Joe Nassis as we call him, has put together a group of authors that you may know. John Logsdon's in there. William Massa, off the top of my head. There's a whole bunch of people. John Hartness. There's a big group. Michael Massey. There's a large group. Hello, Mary. Welcome. We've gotten together and we've put together the first book of our series as a promotion together. So all these books, all these first books are together, just kind of so you can see who you want to try out, who you want to look at, things like that. So the first book in they're male-led series. So it's a male-led urban fantasy series. The first book in all these series are being promoted right now. It's a short time. I think it's only from the 15th to maybe for another week or so. I'll get you the exact dates. But I put the link. It's also up in the mob. It's the Action Urban Fantasy link. You'll see it there. You probably have most of these books because these are really well-known authors, but you might have missed one. You get to try the first book, see what it's like, and then if it's something you want to continue, know that each of these books is part of a series. So you get a lot of books just from trying out this first book. So go there. Now, I'll keep promoting that one because I'm part of the group, and so I'll put it in the newsletter, and I'll put it in the mob again. I'll put it up on Twitter. I put it all over the place. So just so people can kind of get an idea, and that way you find different authors that you may like. So there you go. What else do we have? Oh, we have Christmas. We won't have a mob TV on the 1st of January because it's the 1st of January. So what we'll do is we'll do a mini Christmas gathering. It'll be kind of spontaneous, and I know it's Christmas, and so you guys are doing whatever you're doing on Christmas. So we'll have kind of like it'll be like a mini cafe clutch. I'll pop in, hello, how are you? How's everything going? And things like that. So somewhere around next week, 24th or the 25th, probably the 25th because it's Christmas Day and we're kind of relaxing. And we'll just come, pop in and say hi. And Dolly and I always
What are the vibes on doing it on Zoom?
On Zoom?
Yeah.
Let's see. If you guys want to do it on Zoom, we can do it on Zoom, and then everyone can join who wants to join. And that would be awesome. We can see each other, so that'd be even better. So let's see if we can do this on Zoom. Like, just make one huge Zoom call, and we can all get together for the 25th, and let's try that. Luann wants to know. There's no dumb questions, Luann. Do I get compensated for Kindle Unlimited subscriptions? No, but I get compensated for page reads. So when you read, I think I put a post up in the page about that, where if you're scrolling, supposedly, allegedly, it's not counted as a page. But if you turn the page, it's counted as a page. So in KU, authors are compensated by page reads. So as you're reading, it's like some small amount per page. So that's how authors are compensated when a book is in KU. I always put my books in KU because, one, I have a lot of books, and two, I want to make sure that everyone who reads the books can get the book. So it's easier to pay for KU, and it's like what, $9.95? What is KU now? It's like $9.99 a month, and for $9.99 a month, you can get you can get millions of books, literally, you know. So it's like, whoa, rather than whatever my books cost individually. So I always do both, regular price and KU. I'm always in KU. And the reason for that is because it helps my readers access. Because I know what it's like. I'm a reader. If I have to get all the books that I want to get outside of KU, it would be pricey. So there you go. There you have it. So KU is good for me and it's good for you guys. Uh-oh, it's time to check the connection. Am I breaking up? Am I lagging? Sometimes it happens, you know.
It's just momentary.
Oh, it's just a momentary thing. I always, yeah, you're welcome, Mark. I think it's awesome. And also a lot of my readers are in fixed incomes. Therefore, $9.99 may not seem like a lot, but it's a lot. And having $9.99 and being able to get all the books it's a win-win. And that way, KU makes a lot of sense. I know a lot of authors don't want to be in KU. I'm always on KU because it's good for my readers. Oh, if you can manage Google Classroom, you can definitely manage Zoom, Davina. It's not that hard. And I think a Zoom call would be awesome for those of you that could make it, because then we can all see each other. Yay! So, and I appreciate that, Jeanette. Jeanette says, I buy my books. I really want my authors compensated, and I can afford to. Right, if you can afford it, go for it. I don't price my books way out there. The first in all this series are usually 99 cents. Even Tomb Yards and Butterflies is 99 cents right now, and it's been 99 cents for a while. And then it goes up to $5.99 per book. The reason for that is because they have costs associated with them. So it used to be, I think, $3.99, then $4.99, and then I was really hesitant about making it $5.99. So at $5.99, I've kind of kept it there. It's a good price. It's not too much, and it's not too little. And there you go. So we're going to try and do a Zoom call on the 25th and see if we can get everyone together and just kind of, you know, hang out for a little while and wish everyone a happy holiday, a Merry Christmas, and things like that. It's just basically to get together. It's just like, it's really like a Catholic lodge. It's like you're just going to hang out. Oh, look, I'm sweating. So, I'm sweating because I have lights that come from the top. So I have like studio lights that do that to me. That too, Jenny. You can always, if you enjoy the books, and you have the wherewithal, the means to send books to other people, it's a great gift. Send it to someone else. When the books come out, I always buy them. I get a copy for Dolly because it's the first one I get a copy for. I send it to her as a gift. I send one to my sister. I send one to my son. The one who loves to, the one that if you read Walking the Razor, and you read about Ray's based on the warrior of the family, one of the warriors because there's a few, and he's always reading the books, and so I send him a copy too. And so yeah, I always send out books as gifts. I have a few people that send gifts out too, right on day one. So yeah. Oh, Stacy, you know what it is? It's I'm in a martial arts. I'm in an old kung fu flick, so my mouth moves, but the words don't align with my mouth. So that's what it is. Exactly, Stacy. It's like one of those old kung fu. You know, it's things like that. And we have awesome questions this week. We have questions from Jeanette, and we have questions from the Question Queen, Audrey. So, and I fluctuate through time zones. So as I'm moving through time, sometimes you get lag in the reception. But as I was discussing with Chris, this is much better than doing it on the computer. This gives us a lot more flexibility. And when we upload it, I think it's either better or the same quality as when we would do it on the computer. And it also gives us the flexibility of not being stuck in one place doing it on the phone. So it's a good thing to be able to do it on the phone. Okay, shall we go to the questions, because the questions are pretty awesome. We have questions from Jeanette, and we have questions from the question queen, Audrey. RC, take care, be safe, please. Go out there and keep doing what you're doing, man. We really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, let's do Jeanette's questions, and then we'll do Audrey questions. All right, Jeanette questions. Some of these questions, so if you ever ask a question that I can't completely answer, because it's not because I don't want to answer it, it's because answering it would spoil stories to come or reveal something that I can't really reveal, which is spoiling something to come, right? But there are things that can't be revealed right away that will be revealed later on. So don't feel like it's that I don't want to answer it, it's that I can't without giving something away that's going to be revealed in a later story. Malcolm wants to get an L3 link for the male first books in the set, or what it's called. Oh, it's not an L3. It's an action. It's the Action Urban Fantasy promotion. Dolly put it up. She's gonna put it up again. All right. So I'll hit Heather's questions first. What would it be like for a mage like Tristan to lose a token of faculty, sight, hearing, or speech? He's a battle mage or a war mage. They're trained to deal with all of that, so it wouldn't be too much of a difference for him. He'd be able to overcome and adapt, or adapt and overcome. Oh no, it's getting worse on Luann's end. I'm sorry. Bye, Luann. Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad. Okay, yeah, Malcolm, Dolly posted it, so there you go. So in terms of losing faculties, it was alluded to in Walking the Razor that Monty enjoyed the training with Master Yacht, and in that training, part of that is being able to deal, because if you're a war mage or a battle mage, but a war mage, you have to learn to deal with losing faculty, losing anything, like losing the ability to speak, losing the ability to see, losing the ability to hear, and still be able to function. So for Monty, because he's a war mage, there wouldn't be huge obstacles. He'd be able to know how to deal with that. But it's a great question. Thank you for asking it. If you read the War Mage, and it'll be shown later on as the stories progress, you'll see what happens in terms of things like that, losing faculty. Because it starts to happen. One, because of the schism. The schism stuff is going to be funny and dangerous, but funny. And it's also, they train in a way that they don't depend solely on their five senses. Yes, Davina, I've trained that way before, and I've also trained blind people. And some of the best kata that I've seen in my world are executed by blind people. So it can be done. It's all kinesthetic. Yes, and Simon can cope with that. Won't Monty train with? Yeah, he could definitely train with a blindfold. But right now, as Dex was saying, Simon needs to get some refresher courses. So Simon needs refresher courses, and Monty needs some schism recovery courses. So that's what's going to happen. All right, let's get to these questions, and then you guys can certainly ask other questions. Jeanette asks, is there a set number of shifts necessary to become an Archmage? The official answer is no. There's not a set number of shifts. So it can happen. It depends on the mage, and depends on the power being exhibited. Very much so, Jenny. Like the Luke Skywalker blindfolding, similar, but not exactly. Hope that answered that question. I can't get into too much detail because that impacts stuff that's happening later on. Let's see. Is there a set number of shifts? Is there a set time between shifts, or are they triggered by events? Is it a combination of both? It's a combination of both, and there's no real set time. It's actually when a certain level gets attained or triggered, then that shift can occur. And if you remember, in the case of Monty, he needed a focus because it was more power than he can deal with at the time. And that's one time where Monty could be referred to as a wizard, which he would irk him to no end because he needed a focus rather than being the focus. Yes, he would, Davina. If it's very similar to if you want to make an easy example, the question is, if a mage goes blind, would he still be able to see energy signatures? Yes, because he doesn't see energy signatures with his eyes. And so if you want to make a real easy example, it's like Neo in the Matrix when he goes blind at the end. I hope I didn't spoil that for anyone at this point. But when he goes blind at the end, he can still see the energy around him, even though his eyes no longer work. So the energy is always present. It's not reliant on the frequency of light. Okay, Monty has a duty to Cecilia. Is something going to happen with that? Yes, because Olga is not pleased, Stacy. So he has to do something with that. He has been neglecting his responsibility there. Yes, he's been going through a schism, but he has to really get to work with Cece. So yes, they feel the energy, Wendy. So it's not so much seeing it as sensing it, which is different. Did Monty go higher than Dex expected? No. Dex, very few things will take Dex by surprise. The fact that he already knows that dragons are on the move lets you know how connected he is to what's happening in the world. Dex is very, very hard to surprise and very hard to beat. That's why, I don't want to say it out loud, but that's why they were mobilizing dragons to take on Dex, because that's where they need to go in terms of power to deal with Dex. Any further feedback on Jessica? The mob like her. You asked the mob, Malcolm. I think the consensus is that Jessica should be fed to a dragon. That's I think that's the consensus. Okay, so how much change in magical skill energy results from a shift? Like Monty learned acquired masters of core souls. Oh, it varies on the shift. Some shifts are massive, and so a mage will go to much higher power levels, and some shifts are minor. And so it all depends on the mage, all depends on the shift itself. It's not set in stone. Some shifts are really great, and so they change the mage on many levels, and some are minor. Do sorcerers go through some? No, they do not, because although they manipulate energy, they have a completely different process. So they do not go through a similar process. It's different. So, great questions, Jeanette. Thank you for asking them. Davina says, I don't think the rest of the mob are as vocal as us. Well, your opinion on Chi and on Jessica is known, and on Jessica it's shared. Hello, Greta. Welcome. All right. Oh, let's see. Was Monty?
More questions on the feed.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try and get to all the questions. Was Monty's dad more powerful than Dex? That's a good question. Was Connor was close. I think Dex was more powerful because he didn't conform to the rules. So he didn't stay within a strict structure, and that allowed him to explore and be able to expose himself to more power. Even though Connor was very close. But I think Dex surpassed him even though he's younger. Let's see. Oh, Ink can stay, but he needs a new mage buddy. Okay. So we just get rid of Jessica and keep Ink. I like Ink. Ink is a lot of fun. And if you know anything about Tolkien and C.S. Lewis and a few other writers, Ink, the name Inkling, comes from the writers group that they had formed while they were in university. So that's where Ink's name comes from. So it goes back to that. All right.
Question from Jenny.
Question from Jenny. What's the question from Jenny?
Would a mage be able to see the bioluminescence of some animals?
Yes. A mage can sense, excuse me, a mage operates by sensing energy, and bioluminescence is energy. So yes, a mage can do that. Monty sensed Dex trap forever, but Dex didn't seem like he knew that at the time. I don't understand that question. Hold on. Tina says Monty sensed Dex's trap forever, but Dex didn't seem like he... you're going to have to clarify that for me, Tina. Okay. Dex has less inhibitions. So yes, agreed, Malcolm. Dex has less inhibitions. He doesn't conform to rules, and so he would be willing and able to try out what would be considered more esoteric forms of energy manipulation, which is why he would probably be stronger. Think of Connor and Dex as the two brothers. Like one is the wild, rambunctious one, Dex, and one is the we have to follow the rules, which would be Connor. So, Oh yeah, Ink is gonna be a great character. Ink has great abilities. It's just a matter we've got to get Jessica where she needs to be first. So, thank you, Jeanette. Yeah, the magic system took a while to figure it out. I didn't want it to be like other magic systems, and yet all magic systems have to conform to a certain generality, but you can also have distinctions within them. All right, Audrey's questions. Let's see. That's a good one, Jenny. I'm now wondering if Peaches blinds a mage with his energy. I wouldn't say he blinds a mage, but let's just say Monty knows where Peaches is all the time. Oh, that's a really good question. See, I can't get to Audrey's questions because the questions they keep giving me are awesome. Will Frank play a part with the dragons? Not so much Frank, but Gray. Because they have to deal with something that... What Frank was trying to do, which was transform into a dragon, Gray was able to help him with and save him, which hasn't been explored in the Monty Strong world, but will be explored in the Night Warden world, in Night Warden books, still in the Monty Strong world. So they're gonna have to speak to Frank, really speak to Frank this time. Not like Frank's been avoiding them, like in Cheese Story or in the last book. Simon's really gonna have to have a conversation with Frank about dragons. Let's see. When Dex sent Simon into the sanctuary after Monty. I know what you're talking about. I just don't know the context, Tina. Dex sent Simon into the sanctuary, right? Oh, that Monty was able to... I don't see how that relates to Evers. So maybe you want to clarify it for me, Tina. Understand that I'm thinking about a lot of things all at once. So you might be speaking perfectly clear, and I'm thinking about it in a whole different context. It's very much like, what was it? Sid Rat. It's very much like Sid, dealing with a whole bunch of probabilities all at once, and so keeping them straight is challenging at times.
I think she means when Simon gets into the
into the temple, yeah, into the sanctuary, yeah.
And Monty says he knows all about the plan,
right?
Whereas before, in the scene prior, Dex didn't seem to have an idea, and he was telling Simon, "This is what's going to happen." And so
no, but Simon, she said the trap for Evers set.
Yeah, I think maybe.
I don't see no. I'm open to PMing so we can really get that. Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I'm open to PMing. We can straighten that out. It's always good to discuss these things. I don't know what. Oh, the dogs are barking. Okay. Oh, Malcolm, really? How long could that take? It's like it was so easy. I'm not gonna say it in case someone hasn't figured it out yet, but they'll figure it out now. All right, Audrey's questions. I'm getting to Audrey's questions, guys. Hold on. First question is for Dolly. What is your best favorite childhood memory? Take it away.
Okay, so I had to think about that one because there's so many wonderful memories. I had a great childhood. My parents are amazing. So it was really hard to pick. I broke it down in 3 sections. So my most favorite memory, okay, I really can't say most. One of the really good memories that I have with my parents is when school would finish and I would get home. Sometimes my dad would take me in the car, but we'd go to a bakery. There were several bakeries that we would go to, and we used to buy pastries. We had our favorites, but he always let me try a new one once in a while. So we'd buy pastries and get home, and my mom had already made tea. And, you know, we have black tea with milk. So, I mean, sort of the British way, I guess. And we'd sit there and, you know, it would be hot outside and sunny, but indoors it was, you know, nice and cool and cozy-ish. So that's a really good memory I have.
Awesome.
And plus I like food a lot, and I like sweet stuff. So it was a good treat at the end of the day.
Awesome.
Second one is one of my most favorite memories with my sibling, my sister, is there was an incident where I had been betrayed by a friend, and I sort of got home. I didn't say anything, but I had sort of a quiet look, and I was dealing with it in a very zen way, being like, oh, I'm not gonna get angry, I'm just gonna let it go and not let it affect me. And my sister noticed that I was quiet, and she asked me what had happened, so I told her, and she got very upset on my behalf. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I acknowledge that emotion, and I like that it's coming from you and not from me. And it really was, you know, it's like one of those moments when somebody else stands up for you and takes your side. It was very much, you know, one of those super bonding sister moments. All right, third part to the question is my very, very favorite memory is when I had swimming lessons, and it would be in the evening after school, and the swimming pool was outside, outdoors. So sometimes the swimming lessons would, especially when the weather was cooler, it would extend into dusk and after dusk. So we'd have these bright lights that would turn on after dusk. And I remember, and I love swimming, so I remember swimming, and it was very meditative, because you know, you look down at the bottom of the swimming pool and you just sort of see your shadow, and there's not much light. It was one of my favorite moments. That's it.
Awesome. Those were her favorite childhood memories. Oh, it's fantastic. All right, I think I get the question. Thank you for sharing that. That is awesome. I mean, I kind of knew those, but thank you for sharing that with everyone. Keep asking her questions. So there you go. So it's not that Monty was stronger than Dex, or that Monty was stronger than Dex anticipated. He knew that Monty was getting stronger, and he also knew about how that Monty would eventually figure out the trap. So he's not stronger than Dex per se. Put it that way. I don't think he'll get stronger than Dex. Probably ever. Depends. So we'll see. As for Jessica, like it was said, she will be fearsome because she's been betrayed. And so you don't want to have to deal with someone you've crossed who has power. There are many ways, but she'll get through it. All right, second Audrey question. What author would you most like to interview? There's so many authors I'd like to interview, living and deceased. So just too many. If I could, it'd be like Terry Pratchett, Tolkien. So many authors. Jeez. I'm currently reading The Archer, so Paulo Coelho would be great to have an afternoon to speak to. That'd be awesome to just pick his mind and have deep philosophical conversations with him as a warrior of the light that he is. Let's see, Neil Gaiman. I took a master class with Neil Gaiman, so it would be fun just to be able to sit down and have a conversation with him. Bye, Laura. It was awesome having you here. Thank you for being here with us. But there are too many I would like to interview. Too many. I would have to say top of the list would be Terry Pratchett, Sir Terry, because just the way his brain worked and the things that the worlds that he came up with. So definitely Sir Terry. Next question. How has writing changed for you through the years? Oof. Has changed for me or has changed? I guess it's changed for me. It's gotten easier and harder. Easier in the sense of that there's a certain ease. I won't say writing is easy. Writing is not easy. And if anyone who tells you writing is easy doesn't do much writing. But it's gotten easier in the sense of that it's easier for me to get into that writing mode. Okay, and I can crank out the words that I need to. Harder in the sense of that I have to make sure that I don't become complacent with the writing. So that's how it's changed for me. And I've gotten I have a lot more structure now. Like I just read all the 3 books of Sepia, and I was like cringing through some of it because I would write it so different. But now I would write it differently. But I also understood I had to go through that to get to where I'm at right now. So it's a process, but that's how it's changed for me throughout the years. But it's always that first page, that blank page, it's always daunting. You always look at that and go, whoa. Okay, I saw a question about John. Mary Beth. Yes, I was discussing this with Dolly the other day. John Kane has not disappeared. He's still around somewhere. And The Assassin's Apprentice, I was just looking at those covers today. They will get done. But these we have to do our schedule for next year. We have to. So Dolly and I, we do it almost at the end of the year. We'll do a schedule. Bye, Joe. Take care. Have a great Christmas. You're welcome, Audrey. We do a schedule of the main books that need to get written, and then the kind of short novellas kind of get placed in between the main books. And so The Assassin's Apprentice, The Dread Warlocks, Gideon Shepherd, Division 13, all those short books have to get fit in around the larger books, like anything Monty Strong, anything Night Warden, the Sepia books. All those books have to get done first. Those are the priority books, and all the other little books are written in between all of those. So, yes, John Kane is slated for a trilogy, and The Assassin's Apprentice is slated for more than a trilogy. Assassin's Apprentice has 6 stories, as does Decons and Magical Nulls, Elite Division, which was damned. That's 3s. That's a trilogy. Now we got the Nixia White, which is supposed to be a trilogy, and you guys want me to make it more than a trilogy. So I'm going to have to clone myself and create several of me and have them all write simultaneously. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, I'm going to have to speak to Professor Ziller and see if I could mess around with time, you know. Yeah, it was the first book, Rise of the Night. Yeah, and thanks, Stacy. Jeanette, the first book was tough because the first book, Rise of the Night, really made me cringe. It wasn't until Nameless that I said, okay, that's a little better, but I would write it so much different now. Yeah. And I'm attempting for the last 2 books of Sepia to write it in first person as opposed to third person. Because third person allowed me a lot of latitude, but the story felt a little scattered to me. And with first person, there's a lot of focus, and it allows for the story to flow faster and with a lot more seamless interaction. So it's interesting. So we'll see. I'll do a chapter 2 first person, see how it flows. I'm used to the first person voice now. Most of my books are in first person. I like my because I like my readers, the characters, to be vehicles for the reader to go into the story, and that's the best way to do that is through first person. Instead of saying he said, she says, when you hear I said, you can transport yourself into the story faster, and it's a deeper immersion, and I like that. Let's see this question. Sharon, how far ahead do you know the titles of your upcoming books? Well, I'll give you an example. Monty Strong right now is up to book 13, and I have up to book 21 outlined, Sharon. So that tells you a little bit. So I know pretty far ahead. And for all the series, Dolly was saying, why do you need all these covers? Because what happens is the covers, when I have to get a cover done for a book, I have to submit a brief. Like the Range Doctor design is no joke. You have to submit a brief. You got to submit a synopsis. You've got to submit the theme, the setting. It's serious. It's a major document. But what that does for me also, it solidifies the story. And so when I submit a brief for a story that's upcoming, even though it's, let's say, a year in advance, when I go back, when I'm ready to write that story, all I do is look at the brief, and it all comes back right away. I immediately know what the story is about. So I can look at the cover, I can look at the brief, and I know the story. And so that's why I go so far ahead. Also, I had a bad experience with the Spiritual Warriors where, and these are the first books, I had a cover designer back then. It wasn't Deranged. They redid the covers. But I had a cover designer, and I had the story written, and then I contracted a cover designer who took months and months and months to get me a cover that was horrible. And even when I would call him or email him, he would never get back to me. So I said, never again. I'm always going to have my covers before the books. And that's what I did. So from that point on, I always have my covers before the books. So that's why I always have my covers ahead. Any other questions? Now we have a little bit of time. We got like 10 minutes. So if you have any questions, this is the time to ask. This is so awesome. It always feels like it's so much time, and then when we get to the end, it's like it's not enough time. So it's really awesome that you guys are here today, and you know, you could be anywhere else for this hour, but you're here, and it's so awesome. I'm glad you guys chose to spend this time here with us, and it was pretty awesome to have you here. So if you have questions, I mean, I don't have anything else to kind of share with you guys. I mean, I have a lot to share. We could actually spend all day here, but then, you know, we have things to do, places to go, people to see, books to write. And I have to do the notes, the author notes. So if you notice, the author notes are never really in the art. Oh no, Malcolm lost sound. Malcolm lost sound. So I never put the author notes in the shred because this was asked of me by Dolly, by my wife here. Why don't I put the author notes in there? And also because, bye Mary, Merry Christmas. Thank you for coming and visiting. How's the snow? Ooh, a snow. Oh, what is it? A snizzle is what it's being called. A snizzle. It was like 6 inches, maybe 7 inches. It wasn't that much. It was more when it was falling. It looked like it was going to be a lot more, but then Dolly was like, I'm underwhelmed by the snow. Let's see. Will Jessica be around a lot? Like, will I have to talk? No, she'll have her own series and she'll grow in her series, which means that you'll be free not to read her series. Davina. Greta says, I'm curious if there was a deeper meaning to Kali talking about saving the children and emphasizing her creation science. Greta, there's always a deeper meaning. Always. Malcolm, use the Force. Yes. Oh, I have to watch Mandalorian. I hear it's getting really good, but I'm waiting for the season to end before I watch the whole thing. So. But yes, Greta, there's a deeper meaning. Yeah. Wow, 13 inches is a lot. We didn't get that much over here, Linda. Because you're further north, so you guys got hit much harder. I'm sorry to hear you got that much. Over a foot. Whoa. A yard. Wow, that's incredible. Tina says, does Peaches usually set off Mage sense? The 3 idiots who didn't like Jessica didn't seem to... No, not always. And Peaches has abilities that he's not aware of yet, like being able to hide that what exactly he is. Some of it is automatic, some of it is just that he just doesn't know how to use it yet. Janessa says, given that Simon's test totem is a powerful item, there's a given... well, the totem is destroyed. Hope I didn't spoil that for anyone. The totem is destroyed. And it was an indicator not of his potential, but of what he considered to be an item of power. So in his mind, that was an item of power. Yes, what you get, Davina, is a lot of rain over there. You guys get plenty of rain. I say we occasionally get muddy, slushy goop, but rarely real. Where? So doesn't all of the UK get snow? I thought all of the UK got snow. No? No?
Do they?
I don't know. Doesn't all of the UK get snow, Davina? I thought you all did.
Rain.
I know it's rain. You guys get a lot of rain. Let's see, it's just wet and windy in London. The temp is fairly warm, too, for the time of the year. Sharon says it's too warm for snow. But you guys do get snow, usually, right? In the winter? I'm never there in the winter, so I don't know. So, we'll see. Lots of wet, white horror stuff. Okay. So I hope the question that Jeanette brought up in the room about the mob, about mages, sorcerers, and wizards, if I'm not mistaken, I hope that was addressed and answered. Because I know different authors have different worlds and have different rules. And so I didn't want to refute what other authors do. But in the MNS world, I hope that it was clear how the energy, the magic system works in MNS world. Let's see. Minnesota has a lot of snow. Yeah, Minnesota. You guys. Yeah, and Scotland gets snow. Yeah, I would imagine. If I could send you the snow, Jenny, I would. I'm not a big fan of. I'm a big fan of the snow when it's first falling, but after it has fallen and turns to gray slush, not so much a fan. So, it does sound like a Doctor Who episode, Stacey. You're right. The wet white horror stuff, definitely. Oh, okay. It snows more in Scotland. Look at that. We have to travel the world more, for sure. The good thing about writing is that I can write anywhere. So, Davina says technically they call it snow, but it's really, really proper snow. And where I live, there's a lot of salt in the air. Oh, so if you're near, you must be near a coast. So it melts very fast. So snowmen very fast become shapeless ice bumps. Yeah, got it. Totally understand. Yeah, I didn't think to factor in that if you live near a coast, there's gonna be a lot of salt in the air. It's interesting. Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. So. Any other questions? Or can we just hang out with each other and not have to ask questions and drink coffee? Drink a lot of coffee. What are your plans for the holidays? What are you guys doing? I know travel is kind of taken off the board. So what are you guys doing for the holidays? If you celebrate the holidays, what are you guys going to do? Aside from trying to join us on a Zoom call, which that's going to be a fun technological feat. Creating a Zoom call where we can all join. Only have to have half an inch and it closes. Yes, here, I know there are places in this country where if they get snow, they lose their minds, Sharon. Like especially down south. If they get any snow down south. My sister lives in Virginia. I think it snows there like every other year. And she says every time it snows, even if it's a dusting, they lose their minds. They don't know how to drive. It's a catastrophe. They close everything, and it's like, yeah. So, Davina says, yes, I'm on the coast. Yeah, I figured if your air is salt saturated, it's because you're close to the coast. So that makes sense that snow won't last. Malcolm says, how many types of coffee did you go through before finding Death Wish? How many coffees did I didn't try that many?
Starbucks.
Oh my God.
Kind of Starbucks.
So, okay, here's the thing, Malcolm. I'm Latin. I'm a Latino, right? So we grew up with Bustelo, which is kind of like Death Wish light. It's strong, but it's not that strong. Then I used to do all my writing. I didn't do it. I'm home right now. But before, when I used to do my writing, I used to go to Starbucks, which is about close to a mile away. Close. About half a mile away. To my closest Starbucks. So I would be living on Starbucks coffee. But that was just mostly like really, really sweet candy coffee. It's really sweet. And then after a while, I was like, why am I spending all this money with this frou-frou coffee when I could just get a coffee maker?
No,
right? So we got a Keurig, and we're doing Death Wish cups. But the Keurig died. And I was like, oh, you know what? Let's just get the grounds. Let's go to the source. Aside from actually getting a coffee tree in the house, let's get the grounds. So I got the grounds, and that's what we're doing. So I would say various iterations of Spanish coffee, Starbucks coffee, and then looking for the strongest coffee, which was Death Wish. So, and I know there are other strong coffees out there, but I really like the way Death Wish tastes. Let's see, 24th and 25th to your in-laws, open presents. That's nice. Des and I basically planning a couple of day trips, otherwise we're mainly planning on staying cool and reading, crafting, miniature. That's awesome. I mean, if you can just stay home and relax or visit family and not go too far, I think that's the best thing. Heather says, having lived in the South, I can say yes, they're bundled up in parkers at 50. Yeah, and it's like it's an apocalyptic event if it's just a dusting, Heather, for sure. Yep. Audrey says we buy beans and grind it fresh every morning. I'm gonna have to get coarse. We're either gonna have to get a bean grinder.
We have. My mom bought one.
Okay, so we're just gonna get the beans and just do it ourselves.
And today I ordered a coffee dripper.
Yeah, Dolly's getting the situation set up. She's getting the situation where it needs to be, copacetic, as they say. In-laws live 2 minutes away, and my parents live an hour and a half away, so exhausting for a few days. Yeah, it's a lot of back and forth. Just make sure you stay safe while you're doing all of that, Jenny. Wonder Woman. My Valkyries love that movie, Stacy. So yes. Hello, Wilma. You came in just at the almost end, so it's awesome that you're here, Wilma. Thank you for making it. It's awesome, fantastic. Yeah, Dolly's setting up the whole coffee scenario. We got a bean grinder, right? We got the grinder.
The grinder.
We have the grinder. She's getting a dripper.
Pour over coffee maker. It's called.
A what?
Pour over coffee maker.
A pour over coffee maker. Who knew? And getting the coffee situation going. And she doesn't even drink coffee. So there you go. She drinks tea. That's the British side of her. So, yeah, I'm gonna finish the notes. I'm almost done. You guys They Bite has some excellent notes. Thank you. I appreciate all the notes. Those of you that shred, and every shred. I mean, I really appreciate all of you that help shred the books. I'm gonna patent that tagline. You take a good book and you make it great. That's a great tagline. So I'm gonna patent that. And I really appreciate you all for the insights that you give. Don't feel slighted if I don't always use your notes. I mean, sometimes they make sense, and sometimes I'm thinking several books ahead, so I can't, So, but I'm going to get to the notes and finish them off today, and then hopefully get the book out over the weekend, which would be awesome. And yes, Jeanette, it's great to just be able to sit down and just relax. When you have 3 little ones in the house, it's hard to do that, but it's still great to just spend time with your partner. Awesome. No, Chris, please, thank you. I'm just glad you're here, Chris. I'm surprised you made it. Dolly and I were talking about how we weren't going to have YouTube today because we thought you weren't going to make it, because I know you're exhausted. You've been running around with your mom, so yes. And so we've come almost to the end, and I just want to, because I didn't say this last time, so I want to make sure I say it this time. Please, we're still in the middle of a pandemic, and it may not feel like it in some places. I know in some places there aren't spikes, but we are. So I want you to always think about keeping yourself safe, keeping yourself healthy, wear your mask, and practice your social distance. Okay? It's really important, so please do it. What does Davina say? If you always use our notes, Jessica would no longer. Yes, nor would she for some of you. So, I read every single note. You can ask Dolly, because she's like, I read every note. So when you guys double up on notes, trust me, I still read the notes and I go, why? But I still read them. So I read every note. Not every note makes changes. Yeah, Tina, there's more than 3, but 3 with Dolly. And every note is appreciated, and I look at it and I examine it and I make sure that it does or does not work, and I'll add it or not. But I do read every single note, and I do appreciate every single note. So I really appreciate you guys being part of the art and giving your insights, your wisdom, your humor. Some of the comments really make me laugh out loud, especially when they're directed at Jessica. Those Jessica comments, I'm going to save them because they're saved in reader links, but I'm going to save some of them and print them out. And just because some of the comments were like, whoa. Jeanette says, what? Des, my husband, gave me extra shredding, which is why I dropped a lot more notes. Oh, yeah. And I kept this shred open one more day. I figured because it was a novella, I would cut it short, but I also want to give people who kind of got to the novella, to the shred late, to give them time. So that's why I kept it till Friday. So that's why it lasted till today. And I appreciate those of you that came in later and were able to give your notes later. So thank you all for being here. Have a fantastic weekend. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holiday. We'll try and do our Zoom call. It's not definite, all right? But we'll try to do our Zoom call on the 25th. I'll pop in and see if we can do a Zoom call. If not, we'll do something like this, and I'll just pop in and say hello. Yeah, I think those would be good, Malcolm. Or maybe I can have characters say some of those quotes. I think that would be even better. Congratulations, Jeanette. 31 years is awesome. That's a lot of years. So, congratulations. May you have 31 more. We'll keep safe. And, well, and I'm glad to have you here this time, Chris. I don't know where you are exactly. Hopefully you're home, relaxing a little bit. Or at least, not in the ER. So I wish Jeanette and Des a happy anniversary. That's awesome. 31 years is fantastic. And we're going to have our next actual Mob TV Cafe Clutch on the 8th of January. That'll be the next official one. But we'll have some sporadic things in between. And we'll try and do our Zoom call. And so if I don't actually see you before the 25th, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'm in the room, so if you guys have questions, like Tina, we can iron out that whole situation that you may have a question about. So PM me, and then I'll see if I can clarify it for you. And if any of you have any questions or comments or things that you want to share with me, send me a PM, and I'll get to it eventually, for sure. So have a great evening, have a great weekend, and have a great holiday season. Take care. Be excellent. Bye.